Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 2, B2B versus B2C. In this lesson, you're going to learn the difference between business-to-business advertising and business-to-consumer advertising. In short, we call them B2B and B2C advertising. It's important to know the difference because each type of advertising has its own nuances and strategies. Just like you wouldn't want to use a chainsaw to cut a watermelon, you want to fully understand the differences between B2C and B2B in order to build a successful advertising program. So before we dive into the differences, the one key thing I want you to remember is that we're still selling to people. Regardless of what you're selling, the laws of psychology still apply. Many think that B2B advertising only has to use logic and information, yet there is so much more room to really use emotion and entertainment because at the core, we're still talking to a person. So B2B ads don't have to be boring. Many of my top performing B2B campaigns were inspired by B2C ads. So okay, let's jump into the 8 biggest differences between B2B and B2C advertising. First, the cost of the product. B2B marketers call this the average deal size or average contract value, ACV for short, depending on what's really being sold. So typically B2B products are more expensive, ranging from $1,000 to $250,000. Number 2, the purchase decision. In B2B buying, there'll be more people involved in the purchase of the product compared to B2C, where there's usually only one person involved. Number 3, the length of the sale. So because there's more people involved of purchasing a B2B product or service, and the product is typically more expensive, the length of time to purchase that product is typically longer as well. So depending on the complexity of what is being bought, sales cycles can range from 30 days all the way to 36 months. So the higher and more complex the product or service is, the longer the sales cycle typically is as well. This is different than B2C because it typically takes me 30 seconds to buy something off an Instagram ad, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Number 4, the advertising targeting is going to be smaller. So with B2B advertising programs, you're typically going to be targeting smaller audiences across all of your ad channels. So your audiences will typically be around 300,000 contacts with a focus of reaching the right person and company. Whereas with B2C advertising, your audiences will typically be much broader because there's more people that can purchase your product or service. We'll walk through how B2B marketers build and identify their buyers to create impactful audiences for their campaigns in Module 2, Lesson 1. Number 5, advertising distribution strategies may look different in B2B. So since you're targeting a much smaller audience, you may be dealing with a specific budget, and the ad channels you decide to use may look different than your B2B advertising counterpoints. It all comes down to where your audience lives and breathes digitally. And believe me, I've been behind some powerful Facebook ads for B2B, but you may think twice of running a TV commercial on the Super Bowl. Well, unless you're Salesforce. Number 6, support multiple sales funnels. In B2B, your advertising campaigns will support and fuel multiple sales funnels and processes. The big 3 are product-led, sales-led, and a hybrid of both. We'll unpack this in the next lesson in this module. This is different than B2C since their sales cycles are typically much simpler. Number 7, in B2B advertising, it's a team sport. B2B advertising requires strategic alignment across multiple teams, including sales, marketing, and customer success departments to support the buyer journey and close more deals efficiently. We'll break down this in Lesson 5 in this module, so you understand the B2B all-star team and how to navigate these relationships. And finally, number 8, your advertising will focus on impacting the entire buyer journey in the sales funnel. The B2B sales process is more complex and there's more buyers involved. So your advertising campaigns should be designed to help impact the entire buyer journey, not just the first conversion like B2C advertising. Their specific metrics will unpack together in Module 3, Lesson 1 to track the success of your campaigns. It'll be juicy. So there you have it, the 8 major differences between B2B and B2C advertising. There will be some overlap between each type of advertising because we're still selling to people, but the mechanics will change depending on the complexity of the sales funnel and the price of your B2B product or service. So your action item for this lesson is to get familiar with the key differences for your specific needs. In the next lesson, we'll dive more into the B2B sales cycle and how to maximize the impact across each type through your advertising. If you enjoyed this course and found it valuable, please share it with your work buddies and leave a testimonial. We appreciate any help spreading the word so we can change the lives of as many marketers as possible. See you in the next lesson.